Hey there, friend. If you're here, maybe you or someone you love are standing at the crossroads of a big life decision. Maybe you're wrestling with the question, should I move into a nursing home? Or maybe you're a caring daughter, son, spouse, or grandchild worried about the well-being of someone dear to you. Wherever you are on this journey, I want you to know you're not alone. Today, I'm going to share something deeply personal, something I never thought I'd say out loud, let alone on the internet. But hey, if Marie Forleo has taught me anything, it's that real magic happens when we get honest and vulnerable. So here it is. I regret moving into a nursing home. Yep, there it is. The big confession. Before you jump to conclusions or assume this is going to be a tale of doom and gloom, let me say up front my experience is mine alone. Not every nursing home is the same, not every journey is alike, and not every person will feel like I do. But I believe sharing honestly, warts and all, can help you make a more empowered decision for yourself or your loved one. And who knows, maybe you'll find a little piece of your own story in mine. Let's rewind the clock and start at the beginning. When the idea of moving into a nursing home first floated across my radar, it sounded, honestly, kind of wonderful. I imagined a cozy place where I'd make new friends enjoy meals I didn't have to cook, have nurses and aides ready to help if I needed anything, and activities every day. For years, my family worried about me living alone. Every slippery bathroom tile, every icy winter morning, every time the phone rang, and I didn't answer right away, they were on edge. I told myself, maybe it's time. Maybe this is what's best for everyone. Picture it a calendar full of bingo games, art classes, group walks, lively dinners. A place where I could feel both safe and social. And my family could finally take a deep breath, knowing I was being looked after by professionals. The brochures certainly looked nice. Cheerful staff, happy residents, lots of sunlight pouring through wide windows. We're a family here, the staff promised on my first tour. There were cakes at the welcome desk and a bulletin board crowded with flyers for all sorts of events. I packed my favorite things. My daughter helped to label all my sweaters. My grandson gave me a Polaroid of us together. So you'll always have me close, Grandma. With a nervous, hopeful heart, I made the leap. And at first it was, okay. Not magical, not awful, just okay. But soon reality started to peel back the shiny surface. Here's something no one really tells you: you can be surrounded by people and still feel lonely. Maybe even lonelier than you ever did on your own. It hit me during my first Sunday at the nursing home. Back at my house, Sundays were sacred. My family would come by, we'd cook sometimes, bicker, always laugh. Here Sundays were just another day. My roommate Helen liked to sleep in. Breakfast was at 7:30 sharp no matter what. The dining room was bright, the staff polite, but nobody knew me. Not really. I missed the messy comfort of home, the sound of my old radio, the rhythm of my garden outside the window, the feeling of slipping into my own well-worn bed at night. Don't get me wrong, there were friendly faces everywhere. But making friends as an older adult isn't quite the same as in the movies. It takes time. Most people already had their little circles. Some folks weren't interested in chatting at all, lost in their own thoughts, or tired from aches and pains. Others, like sweet Mr. Gonzalez down the hall, would forget my name 3 times in one lunch. Phone calls with my daughter were nice, but she was busy. "I'll visit soon, Mom, I promise," she'd say. And I believed her. Life just gets in the way. The truth is, what I craved wasn't just company, it was connection. The kind you build over years, not days or weeks. Let's talk about freedom, something you don't appreciate until you feel it slipping away. Back at home, my day was my own. I could stay up late reading, eat lunch at 2 p.m. If I felt like it, wander out to my garden and lose track of time. In the nursing home, everything had a schedule. Breakfast at 7:30, meds at 800, group exercise at 9:15, lunch at noon, dinner at 5, lights out at 10. There was a routine for everything and a staff member to remind you if you forgot. At first, I thought this would be helpful, a little structure in my day. But the structure felt less like scaffolding and more like a cage. Simple things: wanting to walk outside alone, changing my meal plan, even asking for a later shower, suddenly needed permission or paperwork. "We have to follow the rules for everyone's safety, dear," the nurse would say gently. I get it. I really do. But as the weeks turned to months, I began to feel erased, like I'd traded my autonomy for security. You never know how precious it is to make your own choices, big and small, until someone else is making them for you. This part is hard to talk about, but it's important. The staff at my nursing home were by and large wonderful people. They were hardworking, patient, and compassionate. But there simply weren't enough of them. I'd wait sometimes 40 minutes for help getting to the bathroom. Meals would arrive cold. Aides would rush in and out apologizing for being behind. It's not their fault. Staffing is tough everywhere. But when you're used to caring for yourself and suddenly you have to wait for someone else for every little thing it wears on you, I started to feel invisible. I was one of many. Sometimes I just wanted to talk about my day or ask for an extra blanket or share a silly story from my past. But the staff was stretched thin. Their smiles were real, but their eyes were tired. Worse, I witnessed moments that made my heart hurt. Residents whose calls for help went unanswered for far too long. Staff who snapped under pressure, little indignities that piled up until they felt enormous. I found myself asking, is this really living or is this just waiting? The thing about moving into a nursing home is that you can bring your photo albums, your favorite pillow, your best loved mug, but you can't pack the feeling of home. Home is the way your kitchen smells after you bake bread. It's the dent in your favorite chair, the stubborn weeds in your garden, the sound of your neighbor's lawnmower at 10 a.m. on Saturday, even though you wish he'd sleep in for once. In the nursing home, my room was neat and tidy, sterile almost. No knickknacks on the windowsill, no creaky stairs. The food was nutritious but bland. My roommate didn't like the radio. The walls were beige. I tried to make it cozy. My daughter brought me a vase of flowers every week. My grandson sent cards. But the essence of home, the little annoyances and joys that make it yours, was missing. Some days I felt like a guest in my own life. Here's the truth nobody wants to say out loud: moving into a nursing home can feel like being abandoned. Even when you know your family loves you. Even when you know the move makes sense on paper. You tell yourself they're busy, they have their own lives. And it's true. But your heart aches anyway. I started to notice little things: holidays celebrated with a quick visit, instead of a long meal, phone calls that grew shorter, stories about family events I wasn't part of anymore. It's not that they meant to exclude me. Life just moved on. I was grateful for their visits, don't get me wrong. But as time passed, I felt less like the matriarch of my family and more like a distant relative, someone to be checked on, managed, kept safe. It's a hard pill to swallow, especially after a lifetime of being needed. All right, let's pause for a second. I promised this wouldn't be all doom and gloom. There were good days too. I met some incredible people. Helen, my roommate, could tell stories that would make your sides ache from laughter. Mr. Gonzalez, even if he forgot my name, always remembered his salsa steps. I learned how to paint watercolors in the activity room. I played Scrabble with folks from all walks of life. There were moments of real warmth: a nurse who took the time to braid my hair just because, the cook who snuck me an extra cookie on my birthday, the sound of the community choir practicing down the hall. I learned to be gentle with myself, to find small joys in everyday moments. I tried new hobbies, discovered new music, even started writing poetry again. But I can't pretend those silver linings erased my regrets. They just made the cloudy days a little brighter. Looking back, there are so many things I wish I'd known before making this decision. I wish I'd toured more places at different times of day when the managers weren't expecting me. I wish I'd asked to talk privately with current residents, not just staff. I wish I'd asked hard questions about staffing, about how complaints are handled, about what happens when you want to make a change. Most of all, I wish I'd had more open conversations with my family. We were all scared, all exhausted, all doing our best. But we never really sat down and talked about what I wanted, not just what everyone thought was safest. If you're in this position now, stop, breathe, and have those conversations. Ask about alternatives: in-home care, living with relatives, senior apartments, day programs. Don't settle for the first solution. You deserve more than safe enough. If you're considering a nursing home for yourself or a loved one, here's what I've learned the hard way. 1. Don't rush. Moving is stressful at any age, but it's especially hard later in life. Tour as many places as you can. Visit unannounced. Listen to your gut. 2. Ask about independence. How flexible are they with meals, activities, bedtime? Are you allowed to personalize your space? What's their policy on going outside? 3. Check staffing ratios. More staff usually means better care. Don't be afraid to ask tough questions. How do they handle call lights? What happens if you need help at night? 4. Stay connected. Family and friends make all the difference. Ask them to visit often, call, video chat, whatever works. Don't let the move mean the end of meaningful connection. 5. Explore other options. Assisted living, home health aides, intergenerational living day programs. There are so many ways to get support without losing your independence. 6. Listen to your feelings. If you're unhappy, say something. Advocate for yourself. You have the right to a life that feels good, not just safe. 7. Give yourself grace. It's normal to feel sad, angry, or regretful. This is a big transition. Be gentle with yourself and your family. At the end of the day, this isn't just a story about regret. It's a story about being human, about the need for connection, purpose, dignity, and choice. Moving into a nursing home might be the right answer for some. For others, it isn't. My regret isn't about the people or even the place. It's about the loss of the life I loved, the routines and relationships that grounded me. If I could go back, I'd have spoken up more. I'd have asked for help sooner, explored more options, and insisted on being part of every decision. I would have told my family I want to feel at home, not just be safe. I want to feel needed, not just managed. I want to be me, even as I get older. If you're facing this choice, please hear me. Your feelings matter. Your story matters. Don't let fear or guilt make the decision for you. If you're reading this and nodding along, maybe with a lump in your throat, I see you. Whether you're a senior, a caregiver, or just someone who loves deeply, you're not alone. Reach out, ask questions, insist on being heard. There are so many ways to create a life that's safe and joyful, connected and independent. You get to decide what matters most to you. And if you're already in a nursing home and feeling regret, please know this. It's okay to feel how you feel. But don't give up. There are ways to make life brighter. Join a group, try a new hobby, reach out to a neighbor, write your story. Your life isn't over. You still matter. So why do I regret moving into a nursing home? Not because it was all bad. Not because I didn't meet lovely people or because my family doesn't love me. I regret it because I didn't give myself permission to ask for more, to dream a little bigger, even in my later years. Here's what I hope for you, friend. That you'll have honest, brave conversations with your loved ones. That you'll explore every option and not settle for less than what lights you up. That you'll find ways to stay connected no matter where you live. That you'll honor your own needs and dreams even when it's scary. And that whatever you choose, you'll do it with your whole heart. Thank you for listening to my story. If it helps you even a little bit, then every word was worth it. And if you have a story of your own, please share it. We're all learning together, one step at a time, with love and hope.